it's all about Ding today. But yeah, I was saying we have a recap out right now, in case you haven't seen it. But I'll always have those up basically every morning, depending what time zone you're in, but right after the game, which is, about 8, 9 a.m., depending when the game finishes for me. So you can always catch up with what happened and some of the key moments. There was one thing that I mentioned in my recap that I don't know, maybe everyone was thinking about, but when I was watching it, I thought this was like very cool moment. Let's see here. Yeah, I thought so, Danger Dolan. I don't know. Maybe that was like a normal thing, but maybe everyone's talking about it. I happen to think it was pretty sick. I don't know. It seems to me like this move would be the first thing I would consider, first of all, in this bad position. And then, I mean, what's black gonna do but take? And I swear I was like, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it and I'm like, no, but it works. What am I not seeing? Like, it does work. And I was convincing myself, like, I actually don't see a move here. Queen takes h4. Not only is rook f8 winning the queen, but just queen takes h4. Like, your rook is immobile. Go Trucker Johnny. So I thought this was pure genius. And it really took me a while to wrap my head around queen d4. Like, what a response. Part of the other reason why you can't play queen takes h7 as white, I mean, it really looks interesting, looks close. Like, queen d4 is quite the response. But the main reason you can't play queen takes h7 is because I think you instantly lose the world championship match if Buddy gets to respond to queen takes h7 with queen d4. Like, that's, I don't know, you just kind of got owned there. That's brutal. Can't allow that. So for the mental, as well as simply the calculations, there was no playing it. Yeah, queen d4, very intuitive, Irish Frank. Very intuitive. I would say that queen d4 is one of those moves that in this position is not intuitive at all. It's one of those moves that can easily hide from you, but you're bailed out by the fact that in this position, it is the easiest move to find because everything else loses. So you either find it or you resign. So in that sense, it is quite easy, and obviously any strong player would find it here. But it takes even a strong player, and maybe a different kind of strong player, to notice it all the way from here, and therefore all the way from here even. Because going into all of this as both colors, you have to understand that whole queen takes h7 thing, because it's entirely forced. So yeah, it's definitely one of those moves that makes a lot of sense once you're in the position. It's like, okay, black to move and not get mated. Okay, probably we could all find it if we spend enough time. It's only one move. But yeah, seeing that well in advance is pretty tough. Shaheen, what are you looking for me to say here? You're asking me Jobava London or normal London. Now here I am with a course that I worked long and hard on, released, available. And you're asking me if the other despicable London is better? Of course not. Foolish question. Get that nonsense out of here. Yeah, Gukesh is... well, the main question is, did Ding troll us all? Did he manage to convince everyone that he had no chance? That he was just kind of spiraling down? And then Bro comes out of the woodwork and just crushes his first classical game in quite some time? So I've been thinking about this, Felix. Hey, Demonic. Greetings. Yeah, I've been thinking that Magnus might actually just not be the best world champion. Now, I'm not referring to skill. I'm referring to like who we actually want as the world champion. If I think back to Magnus World Championship matches, there haven't been that many decisive games. And if I'm thinking about Big Ding, there's been so many. There's one already in this World Championship. Him and Nepo were really swinging for the fences. It's the equivalent of, if I'm watching Real Madrid and Barcelona go toe-to-toe, and most encounters by those teams ended up 0-0, at some point I'd be like, can I just watch the Sidemen charity match or something? Like, what am I even... I understand it's the highest level, but I'd be interested in seeing a few goals here. So maybe we're having that experience right now, just everyone. Because Ding is definitely producing some moments, and obviously not without Gukesh. The Indian players in general play very enterprising chess. And it's weird because Magnus, doesn't really play certainly doesn't play for a draw. Tries to maximize every position. But, it feels like his style is like he gets a win or it's a draw. Like, he doesn't lose many games. Whereas other people risk taking L's and then they produce more W's as a result. So Magnus' style obviously makes more sense and something you kind of perfect over time, like the ideal style where you're the one pushing for a win. But easy to admit that it can be a lot more fun to watch somebody take way more risk. And Gukesh is definitely doing that. Ding feels like he just kind of takes his chances. But playing the French, game one, I mean, that's a risk on its own. Latin and Blonde, thank you for the subs. 5 to be exact. Cheers, Latinum. Did you catch either the game or the recap? Wait, did anyone watch the game live? How about that? Let's start there. And if the answer is yes, I'd like to know, are you a degen or are you just not from America? Yeah, EU has it good. Damn, we really have some people that caught a little bit of the start, like the real late bras. Damn, that's more than I expected. Sounds like a decent amount of you caught like first hour and a half, which, I mean, you would have seen the French, you would have seen the advantage starting to build a little bit. I don't know. Then again, I'm thinking like, didn't Ding think for like an hour at the beginning of the game? So like, if you watch the first hour and a half, you watch Ding like think, basically. Play 5 moves and think. Thomas, thanks for the 4 years. Tier 3 from Thong Me. We had back-to-back 4-year resubs. Thanks for the T3 Thong Me. Kosher22. Not kosher, kosher. Although he might be kosher. Thanks for the 4 years. C. Janesley. Thanks for the new Prime sub with us. Miha enjoyed the ding performance there. Miha613. Thank you kindly. 46. Back-to-back with Irish Frank. Miha using Prime. Frank tier 1. Thanks for the 46 months, gentlemen. We had Latinum Blonde, 5 subs. Resubbing for 52 months. A tier 3. He just hit us with a little bit of everything. Thank you very much, Latinum. Elvis, 39 months with Prime. Welcome back, Elvis. Thanks again to Trucker Johnny, Latinum for the subs. And VNS, thanks for the 47. Quite nearly 4 years again. That takes us back to what? COVID, right? Quite literally the beginning of COVID. 4 years is, yeah, I mean, honestly, I think COVID pretty much was exactly now, 4 years ago is when it started. November, December of 2020. It's like where it all began. Got some people here still from that. He's found chess and the bras because of COVID. I've definitely had to catch myself a few times. There's been multiple moments where I'll like a very common question is like, you know, when did chess like get big or something, or how has it changed over the years, or also like was COVID kind of nice for chess, or why do you think chess is so big now? And the answer to most of those things is, you know, that I would reference COVID. Like, oh yeah, you know, at the Netflix show, we had COVID pretty much at the same time, et cetera, et cetera. But I always have to catch myself because sometimes I'll almost say something to the effect of like, shout out COVID. And I've definitely seen other examples of people being like thankful for COVID in like, you know, it gets to be a little insensitive because a lot of people had some very traumatic things happen as a result of COVID, lost some very close people to them, probably even some people here. So I often have to catch myself towing the line between like, yeah, honestly, chess got really big during COVID. I appreciate that it did, but I'm not too thankful. Not too thankful. You know, all my homies hate COVID. Keep that over there. But also, we do like it a little bit. So I'm still working on my answer. Trying to make sure we offend the least amount of people while still recognizing that COVID definitely played a role. Yeah, I've seen a few interviews, like not in chess, but just like other people who have been like, oh yeah, like it was great. Like I did all this all because of COVID. Someone else is like, bro, my grandma's dead. It's like, all right. Shut up COVID, but not that much. Thank you, Nimzo Indian. Those recaps will be daily. So if you're just looking for a chill place to catch the results, because it's probably a poor time zone for you guys watching the World Championship games, or if you just want to hear some thoughts and analysis, nothing too deep, keep it pretty light, but hopefully insightful. Could be a nice way to start your day. So you can find those on our YouTube channel. Hello, Mattis. Welcome in. Hello, Smokahontas. Atmospherical, thanks for the 39 months. interesting. On my on my Streamlabs, it says a different username. It says left on Elm, but in the chat it says atmospherical. Pretty sure. Don't think I've seen that before. I guess that's the same account. Hello, Bequadro. Yes. We don't want to give it all away. We'll be reviewing the gym, of course, of course. Yep, you got it, CJ. Exactly as you said. JL Pauls, 28. Thank you. So, the match sounds exciting. First game indicates some good stuff will happen. Clearly, I mean, even the move G4, like just lots of inspiring things from the match so far. A lot of stuff that I think points to a fun match. The guys are like coming out with these sorts of moves, the French in general. And I mean, no matter what, for the first game of a World Championship match to just have a decisive result, that speaks volumes because that's very unusual. Most people would be very happy to just make a draw. Not saying like that's what should happen or anything, but it's well known that starting out an event, huge event like this, biggest event of your life, maybe, just starting out with a draw or starting out slowly makes sense. But these guys have no intention of doing that. Do you think Ding is just being Ding, or do you think he's trolling when he says stuff like, what was it in the press conference? He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna play tomorrow because I haven't prepared, so we'll see." This guy's giving us the master class. This is what I'm looking for. What happened here? Have you guys seen this? Not hating, but does it not sound like the cadence is off here? I don't know. For some reason, it was like I was. It's like the words were like they were just like rolling. It was like the exact same pace. Like I'm not sure how to explain it. We are here after I am finished. To my left. Keep going until we're concluded. Okay. Funny. So you see, even he is like, didn't necessarily see it from a distance. It just kind of happened. So it's kind of weird how chess works. People say there's no luck in chess. Um, I definitely disagree. I think there is luck. I think this is a perfect example of luck, but it's also like relatively fair. Um, Fair meaning, okay, he's lucky that he has king h8 because if he plays king h7, he has this trap, right? So that's kind of lucky. Maybe he didn't foresee that, but it's also not like it's also fair because black has been crushing the whole game. And so for there to be a random tactic that just works and wins out of nowhere when black's done everything right wouldn't make sense. So it's like lucky, but it's also totally fair. Earlier, it makes sense as well. Black was dominating the game. It looked like Ding was doing everything right. He's like taking the material that was in front of him. If all that, play where white's getting pushed around, clearly worse, worked out, where as soon as you win material, there's just a force variation where you lose, but by queen h7, that wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't make sense. So it's lucky that he had that move available to combat queen h7, queen d4. It's very, like, I'm sure he didn't necessarily see it all the way, which he himself admitted. But yeah. So it's like a weird thing. Chess is, I think, a game with a lot of luck, but also it's pretty fair. It's pretty fair. It's a bit odd. Uh, it's a bit odd, I feel like, to have like world championship, right? And everyone is like hovered around a laptop. What's going on here? Why? It's like we couldn't afford like 3 laptops, a screen, something. How are we all crowded around one singular, like, Starbucks kind of get your work done on the fly laptop screen? It's crazy to me. Just a couple extra laptops. What about all those laptops that Kramnik made people buy for that match? Surely those are left over. Could use those. The we're getting to my favorite part of press conferences when people with engines, and this is not a dig at Maurice because it's whoever is asking the interview questions. Unfortunately, that sucks for you because then you're the person that did it. But this is my favorite part. Interviewer plus engine equals. So it looked like you had a big advantage if you did this. Why didn't you do this? And it's like, uh, because it's a fucking difficult move, bud. That's why. I love this part of the interview. Yeah, look at it. Look at his face. This is quite literally, you were looking at one of the best players in the whole world at chess. It's like, why didn't you play this move? Okay, to be honest, I didn't see that move that's just dripping with stockfish sauce. And the thing is, Maurice has to ask this question because the whole world is watching with an engine. And we're like, oh man, dude, this one move, the engine is saying like it's almost equal. Like, your advantage is really going. It's coming back to you. And then he doesn't play it. And obviously, we know he ends up kind of losing after this pretty convincingly. Like, he didn't have a lot of play anymore. So you have to ask that question. But man, like, I don't know, a slow move like Rook F3, it just doesn't even come to your mind. So these are always like tough moments because I get it. Maurice has to ask it, even if he doesn't want to. I would personally be curious as well. Like, did you even consider this move? Like, did it cross your mind at all, or totally oblivious? He has to ask it, and even if he doesn't feel like it, I'm sure he's being told, okay, make sure you ask this question. Like, that's very important. So, yeah, look at his answer. He literally is like confused. He's like, this is the most engine move I've ever seen. Like, threatening rook takes a3. Rook takes a3. Maybe intending like queen e1 and rook g3, queen e1, queen e5. Like, the rook is just doing like everything. It's like the perfect coordination that you can only dream of. uh, and of course, he's like, huh? Didn't even consider that. What the hell? I like that he called him Liren. His name is Liren Ding. I don't think the players will like those characterizations, but pretty fair question. Everybody's thinking those two questions. Like, let's be real. Yeah, exactly, Looper. Your opponent was supposed to be garbage, but you lost anyway. What happened? 092. Thanks for the 2 months with Prime. The Aslan, cheers to the 40. Hello, Tim. Hello, Tommy. Isn't there nothing better than just sitting back and making fun of other people's questions? Stupid. Dumb question. uh, so enjoyable. Mm. Yeah, I've heard this. Um, so from what I know, he's 100% pronouncing his name correctly. But it's the it's so what's happening here is the equivalent of, for example, do you guys know the opening? Okay. Okay. Do we know this opening? Yes, we do. It says right here. Okay. How do you say it? How do you say it? You could say Alakine. You could say Aliakin. Or you could pronounce it properly where your throat just becomes Aliochun. Now, if you want to pronounce it that way, fuck you, basically. That's how, you'll sound like a piece of shit. You pronounce it correctly. Congratulations, bro. Like, no one likes to hear that. Everyone's used to hearing Alakine. And so if you want to have like a throat conniption and pronounce it correctly, congratulations. But most people, if I'm being honest, are going to be confused. They're not going to know what you're saying. So I believe that in the world, we have some sort of like, and sometimes it's not fair, but we have this like bit of ignorance that just like makes the world go around, you know? And I definitely think that that was one of them. It's like everyone just calls him Dingley Ran, but Mike is not really in the wrong. From what I know, he 100% pronounced his name correctly and probably did some research and work into doing that. And in my opinion, there's really nothing more respectful than pronouncing someone's name like correctly in their language. I think that's very cool. And I'm sure that he did his own research in order to do that. So this isn't coming from nowhere, right? Why the hell is he saying Ligen? It's not like he's not making it up. So you can only assume that he's correct. How do you do his research? He could have asked him. Like, he's not saying that for no reason. So Ding has been around chess for a long time. I'm sure that over the many, many interviews he's done, if your professional job is, well, among other things, to be a press officer, I'm sure that at some point you want to learn your audience. I would want to hear Nepomniachtchi say his name like in his language, the way he would say it. Because then I would be curious to, like, are we just butchering it? Same with Ding. So I think that's what's happening here. Yeah, I don't think he butchered it. I think it's quite the opposite. I think we are all butchering it every day. What's going on here? Big boss hog in the building. Sleep at night, usual. Maurice is so offended by the food question, he had to bring it back to the chess. Hello, Johnny. Just got to make sure if you're a fan of Ding, don't let your head get too big. That's right, Johnny, but it's not a race by one win. Let's not forget. Any translators? Speaks obviously much more confidently in his own language. Bro's so happy to speak a language that comes naturally to him. had to hop back on the mic for that one more time. I'm not gonna lie. I sometimes certain words or names, I don't know what the appropriate thing is. Like, am I supposed to say it properly or am I supposed to say it in a way that everyone will know who I'm talking about? Like, I'm commentating a match and it's Jordan or something. It's Jordan Van Forest. Am I supposed to say, oh, I like Van Forest's position here? Or am I supposed to say, well, Van Vrijs is looking great? Like, who? I don't know. There's sometimes you're supposed to do it properly, and sometimes you just confuse everybody by doing it properly. So I don't, I don't know what the answer is. I feel like I don't have a certain rule, just like whatever feels right each time. Yeah, whole thing in Dutch, whole thing in Dutch. Anyway, the press conferences will, I'm sure, be just cringe throughout. That's how they. That's how they work. Okay, chess base India coming in. Okay. Got the squad. Next game is tomorrow. Next game is tomorrow. The schedule is actually decently easy to remember. It's, for the most part, if not completely, 3 games on and 1 day off. Like 3 days on, 1 day off. So 3 rounds, rest day, 3 rounds, rest day, 3 rounds, rest day, etc. Well, Tim, actually, I don't know if you knew, but actually a year ago, Valentinian, he called that Ding was going to win game 1 by playing the French defense with black. So Val actually, I think he called it. He was completely right. Val, he tends to just know these things. Was that a wild move for you, Tim? Knight CE2. I haven't seen the percentages on it, but I guess it's been played before. I don't know. It wasn't overly surprising, but interesting move. You didn't know it, but you played it 5 minutes ago. I think that's a thing. Like once the World Championship match happens, it's standard practice to head over to chess.com and start a game, and people will play the French more often. So maybe we can get a nice respect e6 here. We can just play the entire opening, just like game 1. It's definitely a thing. You're more likely to see the French after that. I don't know why. People are very inspired. Come on, bruh. Is Ding reviving the French? Try to play this. Sometimes people actually play G4. Wow, C4 is madness. What's that all about? Takes? I don't know. Knight b4 turns into a bit of nonsense, though. Maybe we just take back. Because, yeah, we have to deal with that. Yeah, probably just take it back. Just thinking about so many other moves there, but this looks good enough. Oh, the French is no problem. No problem. Thank you, Venus Chess, giving a sub to Truffle Pup. Okay, what's happening here? Do we go for this? Surely we don't take. No says I only just played my first game right now, but obviously I'm trying to. Obviously. Kind of annoying. I feel like we should be doing a lot better than we're about to be. Takes bishop here and then knight g5 is... I feel like it should not work out that well for him, but it's going to. Knight g5 here, knight f7 is no good, so I probably have to play rook g8. Taking is probably helpful for him. Ooh, did not expect that. That's pretty strong move. How do we even play here? Got to be king d6 for the boys. Get me out of here. Save me. Bishop f4, e5, and rook d1 I think is going to be played here. Oh, this also allows knight there, so... Yeah, not much to do here. Queen e3 looks solid. Yeah, he's basically finding all the moves that I would expect. Let's just take here. I feel like it could be worse. I preferred this than whatever we had there. Okay, Loki's almost trapped. Wait, it is trapped there. Oh my god, he sees that too. Doesn't even feel good to take there. I probably should have kept it. That's an annoying move. Damn. Minus that, ugh, maybe some chance. Yeah. Okay, so first game, fail at getting the French. But, I mean, rematching doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't think he's going to do it. He doesn't seem like the guy. He doesn't seem like he understands what he's supposed to do. Because otherwise he would have done it last time. Yeah, this guy has no clue. He doesn't know the rules after seeing the game one performance. You have to play the French as both colors is the rule. Tried to castle there. You know we tried to castle because now we're just going to have a bad position. Like, I actually still want to bring the knight back here. Like, ay. I'm not sure I understand this move. I think he was maybe there was a girl watching. Must have been must have been the case. Bishop h3 is definitely a move to impress. without actually doing anything. I really want to play rook d1. But anyway, we need to move on to another opponent. This guy is not he's not the one for this. I definitely like rook d1 here. We also have knight d5 move now. Probably play this. Takes. Feel like it's not quite working. We can still try it. Bishop takes. Rook d2. Let's get this move in first. I would still play this if I were him. Knight d5, that looks fine. Bishop f7, we'll still go knight d5. It's a bold move there. Probably just sidestep, queen e3. We can take here, but there's rook f8. So probably just take this way. Yeah, this looks simple enough. We can just triple up on this pawn. All right, we have to see if anyone will oblige. Even me. Mr. London himself. Even I will play the French. Sure. Oh, dude. No one's ready. I don't know. Nobody's willing. We'll have to just keep playing these lines. Thanks, Queen Trap, for the 34 months with Prime, by the way. It's weird. This keeps happening. Every time I click a sub or something and just like mark it as red, like Venus gifting truffle pop, it's just like for some reason pulls up the. By the way, I guess this is the same thing as before, like exact same. We're quite literally gonna have the exact same experience, but I think it's a lot better this time. e6 takes bishop g6. Now, yeah, now that my bishop's developed, this is like way better, I think. Knight h4, knight e5. Can we go here? Probably not quite. Maybe, actually. This does look like a very 960 position. Knight here, king over. It's not as good as you might think. Okay, here. We can do this one. I don't know if that's smart. I gotta be honest, this move didn't even cross my mind. I was like, no, he's not taking it for sure. But I guess it's a pretty good move. Yeah, I don't see anything after taking, so. Hmm. We have to keep making up moves here. Unfortunately, rook g1 is just so strong. This guy sees everything. Bishop c5 was kind of waiting to be played. Damn. We could have made a queen there. All right, this guy's not going to work as an opponent either, though. I have to keep hunting. Will anybody do it? Man, I don't know. Okay, we're going to have to assume that that's not the thing anymore. Back in my day, when there was a world championship game, you mimicked the opening when you played Blitz. That's just how it worked. Not anymore. The kids have done away with that ritual. I should play the French now. I already have been playing the French for a while. But I also have been playing it today. In honor. That's the whole point of what I'm saying. I'm playing the French. Trying to get my opponents to. They're not biting. Let's have the rover. Got some challenges for us. I'm ready to attempt. This is actually a very useful move. H3 stops this, stops the bishop from coming there. Even rook c8 we can take. King f8 is bold. And no, I don't think that was a mouse slip, because he's been trying to protect that pawn the whole time. Still don't really know what the next move is going to be. This looks like problems for black. Yep, I'm ready to attempt some challenges. Maybe a, let's go here. Do we actually want to keep attacking that? Do we want to go here? Yeah, I think we want to keep this. We also have g4 now. I feel like he's kind of running out of moves. I'm thinking actually knight a7, knight c6 is the plan here. If we could do it. So I'm actually thinking about putting this bishop like this. Queen e3 may have been a good move first, just to threaten this and maybe draw like a very awkward defense. Knight a4, I think we can take and bring the rook back. Yeah, there should be some problems here. Didn't really look at this. Maybe it can be played. What a shocking move. I don't think that works even. Take, queen g8. Probably just have to go here. Did not see that. Didn't even consider that the guy could have moved across. Oh, knight d3. Pain. Pain. How many wins were there? Probably like a billion. We're not even enough material and it's like +3. Yeah, so many wins. Maybe not as many as you'd think, but there's a couple. B4 is a very, very engine-like move. Yeah, that one was certainly not good enough. Yeah, for some reason I didn't even see this. I thought it only works one way. I go there or nothing at all. All right. Maybe we attempt some challenges, but nevertheless, we're going to be heading to our Kick channel. Just thought I'd say hi on Twitch and remind everyone that daily recaps, just chill recaps, will be out on our YouTube channel. So tomorrow, for example, you can look for that in the morning. And yeah, I'll probably be streaming a little bit later in the day because I'm usually kind of tired, waking up, doing the recap, and then chill for a bit and stream later. So we're heading to our Kick channel. Good to see everyone here. Probably Brazilian Monk. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to any of these games. I was only playing because I was trying to get the French, but not only will people not play it against me, they won't even play the same line when I play it. So it's a lost cause. It's a lost cause. I thought that was a thing people did, but not anymore, I guess. All right. Join us on Kick. We'll be streaming well into the evening tonight, so quite a while. Hope to see you there. ! Kick. Bye for now, guys, and check out the recaps every morning that there is a World Championship game. Gonna end this